Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tier 2, Round 13 at Brazil. I apologise about the start there. Hold on. Yeah, as I just said, sorry about that, everyone. I think I had a power surge because all of the electric pretty much went out. As I'm just going to quickly... Just bear with me a minute, guys, and I will get myself sorted out. I'm slightly on the back foot again this evening. Right, so let's start by just mentioning that there is quite a few quali bands that were given out to people, so I wasn't expecting to have that many people set laps this evening. Having said that, I'm glad that they have. So let's just run you through the order currently in this Q1 session. Obviously only one can go out, I believe, unless no also hasn't got a ban, so yeah, he can set a lap. So at the moment we've got Paranoid with a 109.2 sitting on pole. Terriers closely followed by Robinho, Mahai, then Clay, Mechanical, Gameful, Silent Ninja, JJ Trim, New Era, Cold Trim, Diamonds, and Toxa. Warrior Huntsman, Verstappen, Bacardi, BFD Ross, who has a quali ban, he's retired in the pits. Osabosso, I'm going to refer to him as T Sammy because I will butcher his name, and Cavalis, as I believe Cavalis may have a ban as well. So yeah, that is your order currently. Let's get myself sorted out again. As Claire's retired from the session in the pits, he thinks he's safe. Let's get the stream comments up for you guys, so I'm not feeling like I'm ignoring everyone. Let's have a little look. As Mechanical says, planning to stay now. Yeah, I hope so, bud. I'm hoping I don't have any more electrical issues. My state in the last week has been an absolute nightmare for internet maintenance and power surges. It's been great. Clay says, evening mate, hello buddy, how are you? It's good to see you up there. It's also quite nice to see that there's only really 1.1 seconds, covering the top 14. Diamond says I'm not racing at my normal rig, so I don't expect to be at peak pace. I hope I'm wrong. Diamonds, you're normally wrong when you put some sort of comment like that about pacing there. Evening buddy from Martin Wabby. Hello bud, how are you? Paranoid, evening lads. Evening Paranoid, just me this evening again bud. Wrong Tim, let's go also. Nice CDO zone are supporting him in tier 2 as well. Good evening Osso, how are you mate? Osso, didn't expect that. Yes, good lap time from you bud. Just 7 tenths from pole currently. And Clay says, love this track, was my most recent win. Yeah mate, it's a lovely track when you can hook it up. Even better to race on. A few overtaking opportunities, obviously the main straight. The next DRS zone after turns 1, 2, and if you can even call that, yeah, well, it is a turn in it. So turns 1, 2, and 3. Sector 2 is a little bit more technical, so it's a little bit more patience is needed, but we'll see what happens. There's Rubinho's driving rather slowly, not sure what that's about. Warrior has just finished his lap, I believe. JJ starting his lap, I believe. Terriers has retired in the pits. So is Mechanical, I think. As Clay says, how are you doing yourself, Harry? Yeah, not too bad, bud. Not easy on Friday nights, especially when I'm having unexpected issues as well. But we'll get it done as usual. I'm actually expecting a real tight race here if we're going off just this. So hopefully you guys can give me some close racing. Surprised Clay's even managing to lift his arms after 25 tons today. What a boy. Commitment at its finest, as Rubinho has retired on track. No comment. As it's telling me that Diamonds was almost 8 tenths under. So he has had an improvement as the session has now ended. So we'll see what all of these guys can do. Cole is over. Nuera is under, but he's safe anyway. So New Era pops himself in P6, so we will be losing him from the session. And Toxa, Wabstappen, BFD Ross, T Sammy, and Cavalis. As Clay says, yeah, I won't lie, I'm not going to repeat it. Yeah, I'm not surprised, bud, to be fair. Not surprising at all. As I say, bud, nice to see the commitment you get in here regardless. So I'm going to take this opportunity now to just run you through what is the crack with everything that's been happening. So last week, obviously, the two lads that finished P1 and 2 did pick up penalties. So the order from last week, the final standards after penalties were applied, was Paranoid in P1, Bacardi P2, Clay P3, Diamonds ended up P4, Mechanical P5, Alex P6, which is, as you may know him as Robinho Magic, Ehal Zoo 7, and also got my driver of the day. I thought he had a superb result, climbing up 11 positions in the end, nice and clean. He wasn't in the stewards room. Obviously did pick up a few track penalties, but he was definitely my driver of the day for managing to keep it clean and gain so many positions. Carl P8, Terriers P9, and Toxa P10, Wookie P11, BFD Ross P12, Mahai P13, Cavaliers P14, Camimo P15, Red Wolf P16 finishing. That was your finishers. Duera, Ninja, JJ Trim and Gameful all DNF'd. Obviously JJ had that problem with his throttle being stuck open going into the pits, obviously DNF'd. So going down to driver standings, I believe that this could be the week, if all things go Diamond's way, that he could just about secure the championship, if I'm not mistaken. So a big shift needed from JJ to keep the pressure back on. Diamonds has informed us that he is not about for the next couple of weeks. So we'll see how this plays into maybe JJ's hands if it can. There is, let me just work this out. 70, I think there's 77 points between them at the moment. 3 races to go, so yeah, I think this obviously won the sprint race as well. Yeah, I think obviously with a good result from Diamonds and JJ not quite having a good result here, I think it could secure it. Let's just run you through the constructors as well. Obviously, it's looking like Aston Martin might run away with it here. They are currently 53 points ahead of Williams. And then Alpine currently sitting in P3 and they are 33 points adrift. And then there's a bit more of a gap to Ferrari with my own constructors team Alfa Romeo not far behind that. So there's just 7 points currently sitting between Ferrari and Alfa Romeo. And there is only 9 points currently sitting between Alfa Romeo and Haas and P6, and then Red Bull, AlphaTauri, Mercedes and McLaren all having their own little battle for P7 down there. So that is the roundup currently of what has been going on. So Mechanical will be the first one to settle up. See what Mechanical can do. As Diamond says this new rig sucks, that was my full pace in Q1. Yeah, as I say, we'll see about that, bud. We'll be the judge of that one, thank you very much. As Tim says, hold on, I'm just trying to catch up with what's going on here. Next one across the line will be Terriers. As Tim says, AM drivers, what toxic people they are. No comment. Maybe if they both didn't turn up for a couple of weeks, it would be alright. Be a bit more of a closer battle. It don't help when Diamond's sandbagging in Q1. So, Coldstream currently with a 1095, Silent Ninja a 1095, Terriers a 1097, Mahia 1097, Mechanical a 1106, New Era is a 111 flat, JJ and Rubinho both well over the time, but obviously they both set burner laps. So we will see what happens here in Q2. As Clay goes quickest of all 109.1. That's a quality lap from Clay. Good pace here. As JJ is 20 seconds underneath his time. The JJ goes quickest with 108.8. That's a great time from JJ. Believe. Let's have a little look. Game 4 will be the next one to set a time, I believe. Well, no, it won't. It will be Rubinho. And he did improve. He went at 109.5. Game 4 will be next. I also do apologise if I sound a little bit snuffly and a little bit bunged up. I am suffering with a little bit of a chest infection, so I keep having to try and mute my microphone just to obviously get rid of the snuffles. So if you don't hear me for a minute, I will just blow my nose and clear my throat. Game 4 goes in there with 111 flat. As Clay says, Forza Ferrari. No, not Forza Ferrari. I'm going to be biased right now. I need Ferrari not to score points so my lads can catch up. Obviously, New Era, one of my teammates in Constructors. And obviously BFD Ross as well is one of my Constructors teammates. He's starting from close to the back of the grid this evening, so hopefully they can get some points. But yeah, I'm really impressed with Clay's time there over 109.1, locking out the front row of his teammate. As Tim says, going for the smoke break or going for Q3. He's 6/10 off, so new tyres, maybe it will get him through. Hopefully it will get him through. So we'll see what happens with Osso. I think he surprised himself a little bit, if I'm totally honest, as Paranoid doing a little bit of grass cutting there. Mechanical is currently on a lap. It's telling me it was 2/10 over in his first sector. As Diamond says, I'm relearning how to drive at the minute. I'm used to having a nice seat, PC right in front of me. Now I've got a not very nice bed, I won't repeat your word, with a faraway TV screen for this race. Gutted. As Mechanical sets a purple sector 2, that might be his own personal best. We'll see what he can do. I do apologise for missing out. I'm trying to read the comments. As Mechanical goes a second quicker, 109.6. Good lap from him. That's currently a tenth away from the drop zone, so we'll see if that's enough. I don't think it will be. I think the cutoff is going to be around the 109.5 mark, I would imagine. Maybe even lower than that by the looks of things. So we'll see what happens. Bacardi's having a bit of an issue. I don't know what he's doing, as we have Ninja currently facing the wall with his teammate coming closely behind. As Osso says, looks like a smoke break to me. No, I'm sure he'll be fine, Osso. He is now coming back out for his final run. Not many of the lads currently on laps. I was on a lap, I think, and then has given up on that. I think maybe we will ride on board with Gameful for a minute. He is 6 tenths underneath his time. Then we will jump on with New Era quickly in a second. Let's see what he's doing now. He is also 6 tenths underneath. Oh, as Gameful has a massive moment, spins it in the middle of the track. That could be really costly for Gameful. Osso is also coming through sector 2 now. Really unfortunate for Gameful. He just had a big moment out of that fast right-hander in sector 2. See what New Year's second split is. It is 1.4 seconds underneath. He's looking good so far. Osso is telling me he's 4 tenths underneath. Needs to find another 2 tenths really. New Era goes second with a 108.9. Osso crosses the line and he puts himself P11 currently with 109.6. Gameful is going for another lap now, I believe. It's a great lap from New Era though. Bacardi and New Era splitting the Ferraris. Obviously just seen Clay retire in the pits. He feels like he is safe. As I say, I think it could be the 105 mark, looking currently likely to be. Again, I missed Gameful's first split, I do apologise. See what his second split is before we start hopping on board with everyone else. Crazy that there's less than a second covering the top 14. Super close here. As it's telling me Gameful is 7 seconds over. See if he can get back in. Where he's going again. It's telling me Rubinho is currently 2 tenths underneath his time. And he is 7 tenths underneath currently. This could be a really solid lap from Rubinho here. And it is, he goes quickest with a 108.7. JJ is currently on his burner lap as Terriers jumps in level 108.9. Let's see what the bottom lot are doing. Diamonds is on a lap currently. He is sitting in the drop zone, which is a big surprise. Needs to stop sandbagging. As I believe he's on a burner lap, it looks like. And that's interesting because I believe it looks like he's got JJ behind him. Paranoid, it's telling me, is almost, well, is 1.5 tenths underneath his time currently, going through sector 1. That currently wouldn't be enough, I don't think. Needs to find just a tad bit more. Also, we will jump back on board with it in a minute, and Paranoid is finding pace. He's 6.5 tenths up. Diamonds is almost 3 tenths up. It's Paranoid 109 flat. Let's see what Diamond sector 2 is. And Ninjas, if we can, in a minute. Diamonds is half a second underneath currently, so he is finding some sort of pace. Mechanical is telling me is almost 2 tenths underneath. Diamond puts himself P8 at 109.3. Ninja is almost 2 tenths under. Carl is telling me it's a 10th up. Ninja goes 8th at 109.2. Warrior has invalidated, so that is Warrior out of this session. Gameful is currently over. Mechanical 109.2. Still telling me, let's see what Carl's second split is. And he is not gaining anything. Terrier's a 108.6. What a lap from him. See if Mahai can do anything about it. He does. He puts himself P8 at 109.2. That means Diamonds is currently out, I believe, if he doesn't improve here. He doesn't improve. He sets exactly the same time as Ninja, but because Ninja set it first, he is out in Q2. That's a bit of a shock. Your championship leader is out in Q2. Along with Warrior Huntsman, Carl Trim, Osso and Gameful Odds. As already, I didn't do this in Q1, did I? Oh, you idiot. So yeah, just confirmation, we are losing your championship leader, Diamonds, Warrior, Huntsman, Carl Trim, Osso and Gameful. Look at that though, just 6 attempts covering the top 10 is quite incredible really. Just 1.2 seconds covering the top 15 is madness. So I'm looking forward to some close racing. I am just going to quickly go and grab a quick drink. Sorry. 2 seconds, I will be back.
run in qualifying does not guarantee coming out on top in Brazil. Brazil has produced 3 world champions, all of which have won more than one world championship: Fittipaldi, Piquet, and of course, Verstappen, who when winning his 3rd world championship in 1991 became the youngest ever to do so at the time. Having been scheduled as the season finale multiple times in 2004, a number of F1 drivers have been crowned world champions here in Brazil. The current venue is now officially known as the Autodrome Jose Carlos Pace, after the famous Brazilian driver of the 1970s who had his first and only win in Sao Paulo.
As I'm back, sorry about that, guys. Just need to go and grab a drink, clear my throat again. So we'll see what is going on here. I don't know who's on laps and who's not on laps. Do apologise. Guess the mechanical is normally the first one to set time, and then we'll work backwards from there. Paranoid was on a lap, I think. Clay will be the next one to set time, so mechanical and 1094. Clay a 1:12.9, but obviously he'll be looking to improve on that. I would imagine he will after his first sector split. Terriers across the line, takes provisional pole 1:08.6. JJ with his normal burner lap of 1:16.2. Mahai will be the next one, and he is a 1:08.9, puts himself P2 currently. Robinho is on a lap as well. So just catch up with the comments. As Robinho lost it, that's unfortunate for him. Let's see what Clay is up to. As Diamond says, sandbagging, wish that were true. Yeah, to be fair, bud, I thought you was doing your usual, which is telling everyone you've got no pace and then sticking on pole anyway, as Clay is 3 seconds up on his time. So let's see what he does when he crosses the line. I just want to jump onto JJ. JJ is 6 seconds underneath. Clay a 1:09 flat from him, puts himself P3 currently. And JJ puts himself P2 currently, less than a tenth separating the top two. New Era is on a lap. Let's see what he can do. New Era of 1:08.6. Still currently just a tenth covering the top three. Diamond said you must be delighted. I wouldn't say I get excited on your downfall, bud. I'm not that much of a horrible guy, but yeah, it's nice to see someone else taking pole, put it that way. Tim says this equals to a good race from Osso. Osso's going for driver of the day. We all know that. As it's looking like a pretty solid lap from Bacardi here. As Liam Dyson says Diamonds. Diamond says up the Terriers, take that pole. As Mr. Dyson says, well then. And then says I've bottled pole 3 times, here's a 4th. Well, yeah, there's potential. We'll see. As Bacardi goes quickest of 1:08.5. As Clay says, hopefully. Well, my prediction for pole is at least one of the cars out of the 10 on track. it's that tight, I'm not going to call it. You got to 1 point, well, just under 2 temps covering the top 4 currently. As Tim says, no way, who would have thought that? Well, I thought I'd just like to state the obvious. Tim, did you not know I was already an F1 analyst? I give Karun Chandok all his information. He wouldn't have a job without me. So my high is the first one to come back out to set another lap, followed by JJ and Rubinho. As Tim's put some kind of emoji, I'm guessing that's genius. What can I say? Let's see what happens here then. As I say, expecting a close one with the times being so tight all throughout the sessions, not just obviously this session. This has probably been the most closest qualifying across the whole field that we've had this year, I would imagine. Which is nice to see. As I say, it's also, as Mahai takes a little detour, that's ended his lap. As Rubinho is now about to start his flying lap. I would imagine we're going to start seeing everyone coming out of the pits around about now. JJ is doing as usual. Mahai is telling me is obviously 4.3 seconds over. He did have that little incident, didn't he? A little spin. So the only two people not to set times at the moment are Paranoid and Rubinho. For whatever reason that may be, I would imagine it's probably because of tyres. As well as Ninja. Yeah, it's for tyres by the looks of things. So let's see what everyone can start doing. See what Rubinho can put in first. And he goes second with 108.5. My high is currently 3/10 over. Paranoid is now coming around the final couple of corners. Rubinho isn't doing much. Ninja hasn't validated, so hopefully he can get back round quick enough. Let's see JJ's first split then, let's see what that's like. And he is marginally up on his time currently. Ninja, it appears, is going to get a chance to get another run in. See what he can do then. Terriers has invalidated. He has literally bottled pole for a 4th time. You could not write this. As JJ is currently a 10th over. What's Bacardi up to? Let's have a look. That's New Era, I think will be the next cross the line actually. New Era is over. Bacardi is under. JJ has backed out of that. Terry has bottled it. What a surprise. Let's see what New Era's second split is, as we'll also check on board with. As Mechanical is also a 10th up. He needs to find 4 attempts to Clay. Clay is just under a 10th. Yeah, just under a 10th up. New Era is telling me he's a 10th over. New Era 6 cents over. Bacardi goes even quicker, 1082. Robinho is slightly up on his time. He is run out of fuel as well. So that is your Q3 session over and done with. So just to confirm, your poll for this evening is Bacardi of 1082, Robinho 1085, Terriers of 1086, bottled it. JJ Trim of 1086, New Era 1086, Paranoid of 1088, Mahaya 1089, Clay of 1089, and Mechanical 1093, with Ninja not being able to set a lap in that Q3 session. As Liam says, called it by the way, Liam is Terriers, for everyone that didn't know. Called it. AMG Diamonds, Bacardi is flying, yeah, great lap from Bacardi. Liam, invalidated lap 1, yeah. I'm not going to say a word. You had the opportunity to step out of your teammate's shadow and you wanted to stay in it. Disappointing, lad. Bacardi to tier 1 says Diamonds. Diamonds, that's what we've been saying about you for the last 13 races. So just confirmation there, Bacardi taking P1, Robinho and P2, and Terry has taken P3. Ninja not setting a lap. And still just a second covering the top 9, which is crazy really. So we'll see how this race plays out. So I've not done too much practice here myself just yet. So strategy wise, I would imagine, as usual with most tracks, any strategy is going to work depending on safety cars, etc, etc. Dead ground here is usually pretty high, I think, from the race we had for, God rest his soul, Snitsy. I don't think it was actually that bad, if I'm totally honest. So let's see how that plays out. JJ's put himself in a half decent position to gain some points back from Diamonds. Obviously Diamonds just needs to stay out of trouble for the first few laps, find a groove. Obviously there's a lot more for him to lose than there is JJ at this current point in time. So it'll be an interesting race. As we have the formation lap currently starting. So the first few corners and this little straight that we're currently coming down is going to be pretty hectic for the first lap, and then, as I say, a little bit more of a technical section in sector 2. Not really in too many places you can start putting noses in and stuff like this. And then obviously sector 3 is just all about pure power, pure traction, pure speed. Out of them last couple of corners, if you can get a good run out the final corner, then it just saves a hell of a lot of time going down that straight. As I say, interested to see what happens in this race this evening. See what tyres everyone is on. So Rubinho opting for the softs, as well as T Sammy in P19 on the softs. There's a couple of guys running the hards. Terrier's deciding to go for the hards, Cole for the hards, as the one stop is saying one stop hard to medium, or a two stop medium soft soft, or medium soft, I think I said. And the rest, so the hard runners are Terriers, Cole Trim. They are your only hard runner. Oh, and also your only hard runners. The rest is medium. As 2008 Nastig says how to join. There's a Discord server, but I will pop it in there a little bit later on. Obviously, please appreciate that I am just about to commentate on a race on my own, so don't currently have time to pop the link in there. So if you just give me sort of maybe towards the end of the race, middle of the race, I'll pop it in there for you. But yeah, there's a Discord you go to. Five lights are out and away we go. As Bacardi gets a half decent start there. Let's hope everyone can keep it clean into the first corner. Looks like we got a fairly clean getaway there from everyone. T Sammy not quite getting the best getaway. So we'll ride on board with Rubinho for the first lap, see what sort of progress he can make towards the front of the field. There you go. It's changed its possible race strategy to a medium soft about 21 laps in. So see what the guys decide to do as we have a yellow flag. That is T Sammy, I believe. No, it was Cavalis. T Sammy has managed to catch up to the back of everyone again, which is good to see. So we have got a bit of a gap forming back to Terriers now. Terriers is under attack from JJ. JJ with that probably ideal race tyre to be on. As we have a caution in sector 1, someone is falling down the order. I believe it's Paranoid. It is Paranoid, it's just taken to the grass. It's unlucky for him as Mechanical has spin as well. As Cavalis has retired from the session, and that brings out the safety car after lap 2. There's a bit of a slow burning start really, not much happening until sort of the end of lap 1. JJ managing to gain a position, Ninja up 3 places, Clay up 2, and Tox are up 5, Ross up 5. Paranoid down 12, Mechanical down 12. Let's just see if we can see if they've got any sort of damage on their cars. Looks like Paranoid's alright. Let's have a little look for Mechanical. Mechanical looks like he's okay as well. So they didn't get any damage, which is quite good. can't imagine that we're going to see any sort of pit stops this early on anyway. That would be pretty much of a waste. As we are just waiting for Bacardi to join the back of the safety car. Oh, as we did have a couple of bits. I'm guessing that Paranoid did have damage, and so did T-Sammy. Again, I apologise for missing that. Not having a very good evening this evening, am I? So the safety car probably won't come in this lap. It'll probably stay out for one more. So hopefully this will be the lap that the safety car does come in. Are we going to get the message? I hope we're going to get the message. Here we go. Safety car is in this lap. Obviously, big run down to turn 1. So we'll see when Bacardi decides to go. Hopefully we won't have anything like last week, safety car restart. As Bacardi is backing the pack up quite nicely. As Diamonds has left session. Let's fire him another invite over before this restart as he is going. Bacardi has gone as there is just cars everywhere, left, right and centre. As Ninja and Carl and Mahai all going at it. As Toxic gets 5-second penalty for yellow flags. As Ross manages to get past him as well. Let's jump back on board with the front, see what's happening. Yes, I need to invite Diamonds, don't I? As we've fired a couple of invites over to Diamonds, hopefully he can get back in. That's dropped him well down the order now. He is at the back. As Bacardi sets the fastest lap. New Era is trying to have a go on the back of Terriers, and that is bringing Clay into play as well. Looks like New Era is going to get it done. He does. As we've got a bit of an issue in Sector 2. Who is that? That is Wab. That's unfortunate. He is now down at the back of the grid. Let's run back on board this little train that's happening from P4 all the way down to P9. As Diamond says, straight internet crash. Yeah, Diamonds, I have sent you another invite, so if you can get back in, bud, please do. As Bacardi is starting to increase that gap again. Ninja working with his teammate. They've got a little battle going on down here. Oh, there's Gamefuls in the pits and so Paranoid. So is Wab. Mechanical is all over the back on Toxa, pushing him through this last. These last little sequences. As Ross has also left the session, let's get him another invite back in. As it's not letting me. It's not letting me invite Ross back in. Let's give it a minute. Let's see if him coming out of the session will help it reboot again. I'll send him another invite in a minute. Clay has still all over the back of New Era. JJ doesn't appear to be making too many inroads on Robinho currently. Obviously, the expected strategy was a medium to soft, and that was a 21 lap stint on the mediums. So we'll see how the strategy plays out. As Diamonds, I've sent you 3 invites. I will send you another 2. There's another 2 invites, Diamonds. As Terriers is having a go on Clay, gets it done. Here we go then, JJ is now closing onto the back of Robinho. And that gap at the front is starting to open up a bit now. And JJ is gaining massively. As JJ's had a bit of an accident. I don't know what's happened there. His throttle cable's stuck, I think. His throttle's stuck on again. Oh, this is unfortunate. That's quality from JJ though. JJ, I think you're gonna have to retire on track if your throttle's stuck. That's really unfortunate for him. I've just watched that happen as well, and him trying to get back onto track. The gap has now opened up a bit between the front couple. There's not too many battles going on track. The closest we've got at the moment is Osso looking for a pass around Toxa. As we have, that's JJ again. Yeah, JJ, if you're having an issue, bud, I don't really know what to suggest, mate. If it's just going to be unsafe, just retire. We'll deal with it in the steward's room. Yeah, as he is now in the pit. That's so disappointing. That's 2 races on the trot now where he's been absolutely stitched up by a throttle that just doesn't work. And that's... wow, yeah. It's a good job that Diamonds is still in P14, but... P15, sorry, but... it's not really helped JJ out with 3 races left to go. 2 races left to go after this, sorry. 2 or 3, something like that. Unfortunate, really is unfortunate. Terriers is closing onto the back of New Era now as well. Let's see what happens then. Rubinho has managed to gain time back on Bacardi. As Warrior and Ninja are having a little battle here as well, going into the first couple of corners. Let's stay on board with Warrior and see if he can get the move done in this little DRS zone. Terriers gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits, so does Clay, which is a little bit earlier. It's not affecting Clay too much at the moment, or Terriers to be fair. Oh yeah, it is affecting Clay quite a bit actually. Apologise. It's not affecting Terriers too much at the moment. Obviously that could prove costly with safety cars coming into play, stuff like this. Sector 2, we have an issue. Who's that? I believe that might be Antoxa. Has had a bit of a problem. Or is it mechanical? Looks like it might have been mechanical. Not having the greatest race, so mechanical at the moment. Hopefully he can get that turn round as Rubinho is half a second away from Bacardi. Just sort of using Bacardi to pull him along at the minute. It's working out quite nicely. Terry's still all over the back of New Era. And these are the closest 2 battles we have on track at the moment, or there is actually one with Mahai and Coltrim, as we have a yellow flag. Looks as if Paranoid might have had an issue. Let's get back on board with Rubinho and Bacardi. Let's see if Rubinho, as he goes a little bit wide there, completely missed the apex, and that has given Bacardi a massive gap. As I'm not too sure. Well, Terriers has made it past New Era. As Tim says, Osso P10, let's go. Yeah, mate, definitely. So hopefully he can keep it clean. You're not wrong, bud. Going for driver of the day, of course. as this little battle between these two is heating up a little bit. New Era is going down the inside of Terriers. Doesn't quite get a move done there. Little bit of a quiet race at the moment now that it's opened back up again. Obviously there's only just these little odd little battles going on. There's not too much. Clay trying to break the DRS of Cole from behind, but Cole is jumping in there. Ross with a 3-second time penalty as well. Let's obviously check them tyres for everyone. Your bottom three currently is Paranoid, Webstappen and Gainful all pitted due to issues. So here we go. New Era is looking for the move on Terriers. Goes down the inside. Gets the move done down the inside, but picks up a 3-second time penalty for it. So this race between these two is now well and truly open. 6-second gap to the car ahead and a 3-second gap to the car behind as Rubinho and Bacardi were battling, as Ross has had an accident. Ross has had a little spin by the looks of things. It's unfortunate for him, but hopefully he can get it done. And Toxa thinks about the move on Diamonds, but doesn't make it. As Rubinho picked up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits. That's unfortunate for him, but is making his pit stop now. And Toxo gets 3 seconds for track limits. Mahai, Ninja also in the pits currently. Oh, we're done there. My fat fingers pressed in the opposite direction to what I wanted it to go. So, in an ideal situation, Terrier's tyres will start now becoming the quicker out of the two. So he'd ideally like to build a bit of a gap to New Era during the pit stop phase, if he can. I would imagine we start to see the medium runners pitting for hards if that's their strategy. If not, you could probably see him go for another 5 or 6 laps. New Era down the inside again, as they have a little coming together mid corner. Not too much of an issue, as we have a bit of an issue at the back somewhere. Couldn't quite catch up with that yellow flag in sector 2. Robinho is coming back in to change his tyres and serve his 5 seconds. And Toxa just picked up 5 seconds of speeding in the pits as well. Carl is half a second off of the back of Clay, both on similar routes of ERS. Terriers is pushing New Era through these next sequences of corners. So Bacardi just taking it nice and easy out there with a 7-second lead. So we'll see what sort of strategy he plays in this. Terriers and New Era are going to go back and forth again down this pit straight. Terriers getting it done before the braking zone. as New Era run completely wide there and has gifted some time back to Terriers. As Clay is now in the pits as well. That's pushed Osso up to P7. Up the Osso. As Ross has picked up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits. I will check penalties in just 2 seconds for everyone. Actually, we'll do that now while there's not too much really happening. So penalties, you got Terriers on 3 seconds, New Era on 3 seconds, Clay is on 3, Ninja's on 5, Ross is on 8, and Untoxa is on 8. Also is still trying to get past T-Sammy. Let's see if that can happen. He is gaining, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. So he'll now have to think about trying to get this move done in this next DRS zone. As we have a right old ding dong battle going on behind, it appears. We do with Ross and Toxa Mechanical. All of them guys have only just pitted. So we'll see if Antoxa can get the move done. It doesn't look like he's going to, or he thinks about it. He thought about the lunge, as we have a car that is spun, and that is Mahai. Mahai has had a little bit of an incident. It's unfortunate for him. This New Era and Terriers battle is still going on, but Terriers decides to pit and gets a 5-second speed in the pit penalty. He really is throwing it away this evening. As Osso finally gets that move done on T-Sammy. Diamonds has just taken his teammate in the pits. His teammates in the pits. That's worked out beautifully for Terriers. Can now jump into the DRS of his teammate. As Carl and Ninja. Let's see if team orders are going to come into play here. It doesn't look like it, but if I was Ninja, I would be letting Carl use that softer, faster tyre and jumping onto the back of his DRS. Terriers has got past Diamonds. Also has made it past Warrior, but has picked up his, let's just say, compulsory 3-second penalty. Loves it. As we have a caution, sector 1, Carl Trim has quit in the pits. That appears to be a pit and quit from Carl. I'm not too sure on that one. Can't see. I'm not sure on that one. That was a bit weird, that. That didn't bring out a safety car, which is surprising, as T-Sammy's had a bit of an incident. Terriers is all over the back of Warrior. looks to appear to be trying to get the move done into turn 1, and he does. He's now stuck behind Osso. Let's see if he can clear him as quickly as he can. It's T-Sammy, 5 seconds speeding in the pits. So Bacardi has almost got a pit stop lead over the guys behind. Let's see what he does with all that. Does he pit now? He doesn't, he's staying out. This could actually hinder him, possibly. As Terriers has just set the fastest sector 2, so I'd imagine the fastest lap inbound. Not much in the way of battles going on at the moment, guys. There's a little one between Paranoid and Ross. Ross obviously on the fresher tyre to Paranoid. I think Paranoid is hoping to go distance on them, although that is going to be a hell of a distance, so he will need to pit again. As Bacardi is in the pits. Right, let's see where he comes out then. Terriers is currently coming down the pit straight, and Bacardi is out of his box. As Warrior picks up 3 seconds. Oh, this is going to be tight. Terriers is out the first 2 corners. Now they're side by side, and Terriers has got him. The undercut has worked, but Bacardi does have the fresher compounder tyre and the softer compounder tyre. As Wab is in the pits as well. So like I say, guys, there's not really too many battles going on to keep too much of an eye on. There is a little battle between Mechanical Ross and Paranoid. Paranoid just sort of holding everyone up. So let's jump on board with this. The lead 2 cars in a minute. We'll see what goes on between them two, as Bacardi is gaining massively now. Let's jump on board with that. Jump on back to Mechanical in a minute. So from what I've seen so far, a fairly clean race. Obviously just that one safety car which wasn't caused by carnage. So hopefully no more safety cars are going to come, as this battle between these two is properly heating up. As Ross, Mechanical and Paranoid all going 3 wide, as Ross is now round. Not entirely too sure what happened there, but that sort of just ended that one. Rubinho is all over the back of Osso and is trying his best to make a bit of a recovery drive after picking up that 5-second penalty in the pit lane. So see if he can get some moves done in a moment. I do want to stay on board with this little battle though. This is going to start heating up in a minute, I can feel. As Antoxa picks up another 3 seconds, we're going to do position changes. Ninja up 5 currently, also up 7. Clay up 4. Good drive from Clay so far. I wasn't lying when I said also might get driver of the day here. Tim, you're about like 10 minutes too late. I've already said that. The compulsory Osso Bosso 3-second time penalty for track limits. He loves a penalty, that boy. I hope he's got enough fuel as well. I will check that in a minute. We'll go through and check people's fuel lights. And already New Era has got fuel light on, so he may not make the end of the race. Right, this is Bacardi's opportunity. Let's see if he can get it done then. Doesn't get it done. But obviously, although Bacardi has got the fresher tyre, it is the softer compound, so that will die off after not many laps at all, I would imagine. And that's where the medium will start to come back into play. So we'll see what happens as Bacardi does get the move done now. Warrior is all over the back of Diamonds. That's a little excursion over the curb. Just loses a little bit of time there. 2 Diamonds. Rubinho picks up 3 seconds as we jump on board with him. That's unfortunate for him. He was having quite a good recovery drive. So yeah, not much to report. Terriers is losing time to Bacardi, hand over foot now. Bacardi sets a new fastest lap of 1:10.6. Why would also need to pit him? Osso's already pitted. He's running in a lovely little position. And this is the closest battle other than Diamonds and Warrior. Let's have a look what Diamonds does here. Diamonds goes around the outside. Gets it done before the braking zone. Lovely move from Diamonds there. Ross gets another 3 seconds. Track limits. As Mechanical also gets 3 seconds for track limits. No, Tim, yeah, also has pit, bud. Yeah, he has pit. That is his position. That is his net position now. Or his gross position, sorry. Now that he has pit, yeah, he is up 8 positions and has pit. So let's see what he can do. I think he is surprising himself, as this field is just completely spread now. There's just no real battles going on. I will ride on board with as many battles as I can as they pop up, but not looking like there's many happening other than this little one. Excuse me, just a little bit of a yawn. As Diamonds picks up 3 seconds for track limits. As Rubinho has made it past Mahai as well. Ross has made it past Antoxa. Antoxa and Ross are having a little battle going on. Antoxa just running wide there. Not sure what that was about. As Antoxa has had a little bit of an incident. So that's the end of that battle. Warrior and Diamond still battling. Yeah, you're right, Tim. Tim said at least almost the entire grid also took a penalty in solidarity for Osso. 100% agreed. Everyone that hasn't got a 3-second time penalty will be dealt with by the stewards for not showing respect to Osso Bosso, the living legend. New Era's fuel light is still on, so I am a little bit worried about that. Anybody else? No, so we will keep an eye on New Era as the race goes on. The battles are just very few and far between. I'm going to stay on board with Warrior and Diamonds, see what tyres everyone is on. So Osso does have the fresher tyre than everyone ahead of him apart from Bacardi, so let's see if he can make use of it. As Diamonds is now gaining onto the back of Mahai, who in turn is gaining onto the back of Rubinho. So we'll see how this one plays out. T Sammy is getting close to the back of Mechanical. Tim, that is the comment of the year. That is absolute gold comment as well. Tim just mentioned what everyone else is thinking. Isn't it also an Osso classic to do a better race on the tier he is not racing in than tier 3? You are extremely correct there. The reason I say that is because obviously he's my teammate in tier 3. And he is doing much better. But yeah, you are correct. I think he scored more points as a reserve in tier 2 than he has in tier 3 as a full-time driver. Gold comment. Quality. So let's see, with penalties, let's see how many positions Mahai may pick up. At the moment it looks to be just the one. It'll be easier if we do it from the leader. So at the moment he is just gonna pick up 2 just about. Also is staying out of range from him. And I think Mahai has played it smart there, letting both these guys go, sneak up on the back of them, knowing that they've both got penalties anyway. So let's see how this all plays out. Terriers. Let's have a look at the interval between those two guys. So at the moment Terriers is safe in P2. Obviously New Era will be looking to gain and get into 5 seconds. Clay seems to be quite comfortable up there at the moment. But to be fair, even with all the penalties, it doesn't appear that there's going to be too much change go on after the penalties. Also, it's going to pick up a couple of positions, which is quite nice. As also goes around the outside, which turns into the inside on Ninja. Ninja will get DRS, I think, here. Ninja does get DRS, and he re-overtakes also. Diamonds is rapidly catching. Oh, hold on. As Mechanical and T-Sammy are having a little scrap. And that has brought Wab into play. Wab goes around the outside. Wab gets the move done. So let's see if Osso can get this move done on Ninja, as Sector 1 and Toxa has retired. I don't really know what's happened there, as it's been cleared up, and we are in the last 2 laps of the race anyway, so it's not going to affect too much. Alright, so let's have a little look at what is going on. Right, so this little battle between these 3 guys is heating up again now. Websap and Mechanical T-Sammy, as Diamonds takes a little excursion. Let's see what Osso can do then. Can he get this move done on Ninja? Regardless of whether he can't or not, it does appear as long as he stays within the 2 seconds of Ninja, he will pick up some positions. As I said as well to you guys, Terriers appears that he's going to be keeping his position, and we are on the last lap of the race. Let's ride on board with your race leader for part of the way through this, and then I'll jump on board back with Osso, because he is making the move now as we speak around the outside of Ninja. These 2 going really tight to each other. There's a bit of caution in Sector 3. Mechanical had a bit of an incident. New Era's New Era has got no fuel. He is out of fuel, I believe. That is correct. So New Era is about to lose all them positions for under fueling. That's disappointing for him. As Bacardi takes your race win. As Clay takes P3, that's a really good result from Clay there. Also, Bosso does finally get Ninja. So let's just watch everyone now start to come across the line. Let's just wait for Gameful to cross the line down in P15. And that is your Tier 2 round 13 race around Brazil. Information of your race results then. Obviously, Bacardi taking P1 there, followed by Terriers in P2 and Clay in P3. New Era managing to sneak P4, even though he did run out of fuel. That's a really good result from him. Terriers, I will send you a couple of questions to ask you in a minute. What am I doing? Let's not confuse me for a second, everyone. Just one sec. So your DNS were Cold Trim, JJ Trim obviously had a bit of an issue with his throttle, and Cavalis retired, and Toxa also obviously retired on the second to last lap. But that is your result. So let's get the top three into the podium, into the voice chat, which is Clay, Bacardi, Terriers. Terriers I can't add, so I will ask him a few questions for him to kindly reply to me with over the chat. As Mr. Clay has joined us. Or at least is trying to join. Please don't do this right now.
Hello.
Hello, Clay.
You all right, bud?
How are you?
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Well, that was, from my perspective at least, that was unexpected to see you up there on the podium this evening.
Yeah, if I'm honest, before tonight, I probably thought a bit maybe egotistical, but I thought I could have done it. I thought I could have been there, but after seeing that the Q3 times, I didn't think I had a chance. I thought I'd be lucky to get top five. But if I'm honest, very fortunate. You know, I took advantage of others' mistakes, and obviously the last lap, the last corner, new error running out of fuel.
Yeah, no, definitely. He was on low fuel for a number of laps with obviously the yellow amber fuel sign. So that was always going to be tight, but it's obviously a good result from your perspective. Obviously, I wasn't in your cockpit. How did the race look from your end?
If I'm honest, from my end, clean race when when we were close together, but I had quite a lonely race to be honest. I think I was around 10 seconds behind the car ahead and around 10 seconds ahead of the car behind. So just tried keeping it clean. Was a bit gutted picking up the second time penalty, which sort of ruined any chance I did have of catching them ahead. And then yeah, just final lap. I heard the race engineer say that the car ahead was out of fuel, so I just pushed as much as I could, and then realised it was new error. He had a 3 second penalty, I had six, so I just flat out ERS to the line, hoping that I got ahead of that 3 seconds.
Yeah, no, definitely. I thought the penalties here would have been a lot more influential on the end result, but actually it didn't appear to be. So obviously, from your perspective, pushing so hard, the last few laps must have been a bit crazy and hectic for you.
Yeah, if I'm honest, I'm pretty sure I picked up two penalties for one track limits, but I didn't even look at race director. Um, I was trying to just keep it clean, keep it within the lines. I wasn't using ERS for half of the race, and then I think last three laps I decided to push because I could see Osso catching behind. Um, and then yeah, seeing New Era run out of fuel, and I think I had about 17-18% ERS, so I didn't have much left at all, but just burned what I could.
Main thing is, mate, you've managed to walk away with a podium. This is now the second week in a row we're seeing you on the podium. Must be getting a few nosebleeds now that you're being that high all the time.
Well, Brazil's always been a favourite track of mine. As I'm sure Bacardi will tell you as well. Like it for himself, it's a lovely track. It's one I don't know. I've managed to pick up and always been fairly quick here. Like I said, I took a race win here last time we ran here. Um, but yeah, nice to actually do a podium interview for a change. Normally my podiums come from after the stewards' decisions.
Yeah, no, it's nice to speak to you again, Clay, and it's definitely nice to see you gaining getting your pace back again after obviously that little blip at the start of the season.
Ah,
Um,
thank you very much. It's nice to feel a bit more competitive.
it's nice to see you back up there again, bud. So hopefully over the next few weeks and definitely next season, we'll be speaking to you some more on the podium sitters.
Thank you very much, mate. Hope to speak to you again.
Have a great weekend, buddy. Take care.
You too, mate.
Let's get. Let's just quickly do my little text interview with Mr. Dyson here. I basically put, how did that race go for you, Terriers? He put, was good, was hard. The first stint, I had a great battle with New Era. I think it slowed me down a little bit, but got an undercut on him and undercut McCarty, who was 7 seconds ahead before I pitted. I did hit and spin someone in Sector 2, however, I don't think it was my fault. Let's not go into the steward stuff. But all in all, I'm happy. Congratulations to Diamonds on the championship, I think. Well, that is news to me. Obviously, we will confirm this all next week after the final results do come out, but I think that does mean that Diamonds has won the WDC for Tier 2. But yeah, that is basically what Terry has had to say about his race. Good result for him. We are now joined by Bacardi. How are you, buddy?
Hey man, I'm good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfectly. Yeah. I found a setting in the privacy settings, and last time I did the podium interview, which is a long time ago. It was the first race. The setting was on don't share your voice into other people's podcasts, but I turned it on or off, whatever. So it should be fine now.
Yeah, no, definitely, bud. I do remember it quite clearly. We obviously had quite a little chat between me, you, and Dave at the start of the season. Bacardi, well, what was
Yeah,
that like for you then?
yeah. Oh man, it was. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on. Brazil is like Clay mentioned as well. It's such a lovely track in my opinion. It's actually my favorite, and I've been playing this since I was like 6 years old, which is like 30 years ago, with my father on like Formula One,
Wow.
96 or 98 on the Nintendo. So I really love this track for a long time now, and I didn't practice at all, but yeah, it's one I practiced a lot in the past. Really exhilarating. I don't know if that's the right word, but in the beginning, going out the inters, apparently I'm gonna get a penalty for that. I forgot about it. I saw in the chat today that 5 people had a quali ban, and yeah, I didn't thought about it. I just didn't want to waste any tire wear. Went out on inters. Apparently Anderson was out this weekend, so I had to go again on softs anyway, or I would have been out of Q1. Yeah, and after that, man, I started on the mediums, but I had no idea how long they would take. More or less, I knew, but apparently I also had used softs, so I had to go very long on the medium stint. Yeah, and in the end, Terriers came so close, even though he had a few time penalties. But yeah, my tires were like 5 or 6 laps fresher, but I had the softs, he had the mediums. Yeah, in the end, very happy. I finally won a race again. I'm not gonna be concerned or occupied about the possible penalty I'll get. I enjoyed it. That's the most important bit, right?
And that is something that's really nice to hear. Obviously, from my end, is that you enjoyed the race, regardless of the penalties, regardless of what happened in that race. You enjoyed it. And
Yeah.
to be fair, from comms, it looks like you were just breezing it really until the pit stop phase. That was when I thought that Terriers was going to start obviously coming back into things, but you managed to keep your cool and just keep them at bay. Obviously, in your mind, knowing that the penalties were stacking up against Terriers, what was it from your point of view? Did you know that I'd still need to be on my game just in case, obviously, the penalties do get taken off? Or what was it from your perspective? How did you feel?
Yeah. I just try to maximize the race because I have no clue, to be honest, what the penalty will be for driving around on the inters. If it will be a time penalty, it would be. I needed a gap of 2 seconds, which I just nearly missed out on in the end because with the 8 seconds Terriers had, with 2 seconds I would have been 10 seconds ahead in the end. But yeah, it's like 9.5. So yeah, that I don't know. I saw the gap. I tried to maximize it, but yeah, this was basically all I could do. Um, and in the end, it's crazy here. It's raining. It's storming in the Netherlands, and the window is just above my head. It's slightly open, but the rain fell down on my head in the last few laps, and it was so distracting. It was distracting me badly, but I just tried to focus on the game. I almost spun it the semi-last lap because of it. And I just told myself, well, just pretend like it's raining in the race as well, and that you're feeling the drops, and let's just add it to the immersion. Just go on.
Maybe it wasn't rain. Maybe it was just someone standing outside with champagne. Have you not thought about that, Bacardi?
Maybe, I don't know. I wish my girlfriend was like this. Yeah, this involved, but no, she hates me playing the game.
So did
Probably
mine, so
wasn't
don't
her.
worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it. So did mine. So, no, it's great to speak to you again, Bacardi. It's a great result from you,
Likewise.
and obviously, regardless of penalties, obviously that will be sorted out in the steward's room. I can't comment on that, obviously live on stream, but
Yeah.
just a fantastic result. Obviously, it looked fairly easy from our point of view. Probably wasn't as easy as it probably looked, but nice to obviously have you back in the interview room again.
Thank you, man. I hope to be in it much more next season. I hope to not miss as many races this season because the holiday fell in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
And I hope to challenge to really do a title charge. I love this competition. Some of the other guys are getting fast as well, so it should be a really tight season.
Yeah, I really appreciate that comment, Bacardi. That's what obviously we like to do here at CDR. Close racing, close championships. So I am looking forward to seeing your championship charge next season for sure.
Cheers, man. I'll see you. I'll speak to you in a bit.
Have a great weekend, buddy. All right, take care.
Thank you. Thank you.
See
You
ya, mate.
too.
Bye, bye,
See
bye,
you.
bye. Thank you very much for this evening, guys, for you guys tuning in. Um, Obviously, race winner there, Bacardi, taking the win, closely followed by Terriers in second, and Clay taking the podium. My possible, obviously, this is to do with all stewards' decisions, but my potential driver of the day, and a good shout for that, is Osso Bosso. Really solid drive from him. Gained, I think, 11 positions in the end, so it's nice to see. I'm just going to check where we are next week. I believe it is Kota. I might be wrong though. Let's have a little look for you guys. Obviously, Tier 3 Sunday starts 8 o'clock. Same place, Brazil. So I hope to see you guys there. If not, I will be seeing you next week for our final sprint weekend at USA in Kota, or Kota in the USA, should I say. Sorry, it's been a long week. Again, thanks again for tuning in, guys. Hopefully I do see you all again next week. It's been a blast. This is Luckman, over and out.